What we did is I included my team in a lot of CE over the years that I would attend. And when I was teaching CE, which I'm still teaching CE, I'm not out of that. The doctors I found that were most successful, they brought their team members with.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gloves Off. I'm David Rice, your chief editor here at DentistryIQ, and back again with,
Lewis Kaufman.
hey, Lewis, what's shaking?
It's sunny outside, beautiful day, putting my feet on the floor.
You know
Couldn't
what?
ask for more.
We're
Yeah.
on the right side of the turf, so that's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. All right, listen, so this is the third session in a trifecta, which Young Dentist is all about you. And if I only knew then what I know now, we talked about in the first episode, we talked about oral systemic link and making connections with a great or a couple great MDs. Last session we talked about team turmoil and how to avoid it. Both were great. If you missed them, check them out. Today, I think now that we've figured out like who we need to be as the dentist and the leader to help our team be a great team with us, I wanted to kind of hone in on the concept of successful practices that do a lot of dentistry versus the whole perceived we're selling a lot of dentistry, and like how does that shift to success happen versus the sell in a practice today and the best practices today.
So I understand the question. How do you not sell and or not sound like you're selling, but be successful?
Yeah.
What I have found to work really well over the years is making enough time with your patients versus rushing. The new patient exam, for example, that comprehensive exam, patient hasn't seen a dentist in who knows how long. How much time are you allowing? Are you allowing 30 minutes, 45, an hour, 90 minutes? We allow 90 minutes so we can get to know the patient, gather information, make a connection. And when we started doing that, my point to the team was this is our time for the patient to interview us and for us to interview them. So we can kind of meet and educate each other in terms of why that patient is there. We can educate them on what our findings are. Have we done all our photography? Because pictures do speak a thousand words. Intraoral scanners, which we didn't have 30 years ago. We have this great tool. Are we using it to educate our patients with that? Uh, does that dental assistant or the hygienist, if they're taking the photos of the scan, can they recognize, dentistry that might need to be repaired or a fractured tooth? They can't make a diagnosis. We know that. But can they engage in conversations with the patient? And have we educated that team member on how to speak to the patient accordingly?
Yeah.
Because patients are going to look at a picture, they're going to notice something that is broken, if there's bleeding present, if the tissue is not looking healthy, because they're going to see areas in their mouth they never saw before. What we did is I included my team in a lot of CE over the years that I would attend. And when I was teaching CE, which I'm still teaching CE, I'm not out of that. The doctors I found that were most successful, they brought their team members with. And the first thing I hear on the short thinking dentist is, well, it's costing me money to bring my team. Yeah, but when you show up on Monday morning and your team wasn't a part of some of these lectures, you're coming back and they're like, what the hell did he learn? What did she learn this day? So the doctors that I found most successful in my courses, they brought their team with because they understood what was happening. Maybe you can't bring your whole team, but if you can bring a few of your core team members, so much better, so much more impactful.
Yeah. I love that. And then your team, I'm guessing, objectively saw the world the way you saw the world. So even for them, because I think a lot of the times we're not as successful as we can be in our practice of helping our patients get the care they need because our teams don't buy in. to what it is we're doing. So you brought them for education with you. That's great. You guys learned together. Are there other things that you did where you felt like your team really understood, like, hey, we're not trying to sell dentistry here. We're really just trying to build health.
For sure. And I can give a great example of that. Perio Restore, Perio Restore, Perio Protect, products like that. Okay. Doc's bringing them into the office. Well, why are you bringing these products in? Well, it's up to us to educate and take the time to explain why this hyperbaric chamber, if you will, of hydrogen peroxide and the oxygen release and what is it actually doing for the patient. And you explain about the effects it has on bacteria and the destruction of that bacteria and why it's so important and how it's going to decrease pocket depths, decrease bacterial counts. I'm not trying to sell it to them because I'm making some money on it. Yeah, I am making money. That's the benefit of it. But what else am I doing? I got into dentistry to help another human. This product is going to help this person. And here's why. And when we brought them through training in the practice, and it was Perio Store who did that, and they did the online. I had team members like, well, we want to try it. I was like, great, try it. When you started, or even like when you brought on Invisalign or OrthoFX, you're going to have team members that are going to be interested in this. Well, what a better way to talk about something than get your team member to do it. Or when veneers, I had a team member, she wanted a better smile. Okay, we'll do veneers for you. They can speak to your talents. They can speak to what the office offers, and that becomes impactful for everyone. What the end result is the patient is getting taken care of the way they should.
I love that. So, young docs, today's lesson is we have to engage our team. We've got to educate our team, preferably with us. Let's do it together. And then maybe even make them walking, talking examples of the dentistry we believe in when it fits their needs as them being a patient, empower them to walk out there. So, Lewis, thanks so much. This has been a blast. And we're definitely going to drag you back here because we need to learn more about your story too.
Awesome thing. I look forward to it. I got a lot of stories.
I love it. Take care, guys.
Thank you, David.